Yeah, I think I first met him in Vegas. So we had all the guys in season one boot camping there in a sort of disastrous boot camp that accomplished probably not much, which was reflective of our record.
So the initial impression of Baby Bay, not just with me, but with basically multiple players on the team at Shock, was kind of the initial impression that most fans go through with Baby Bay, which is you're really not sure about him at first. You know what I mean? Like he's a little cocky, a lot of machismo, and it's like, can I really work with this guy? And so, like, in particular at Shock, like, Dante and Baby Bay got into it a lot at the start. And now they're like, some of the best of friends, right? And I think that's the process everybody goes through with Baby Bay. Is like in the beginning, you're not sure if you can actually get along with this guy, and then he just grows on you, man. Like a weed, But I think everybody, that eventually gets to know Baby Bay falls in love with him.
Okay, first impression of Baby Bay was, boy, he's pretty. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. And what a swagger and confidence. And I said, boy, he's not going to get along with anybody else on this team. We're screwed.
I mean, I have to say, Rain brought it home. And I could not believe the fans. Like, they are diehard, true fans. And he's really well liked. And when he was about well, maybe closer to 14 years old, he says, Mom, I think that this is what I want to do. I want to be a gamer. And I was just like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, who does this? I didn't really, I never paid much attention because I was a single mom working, raising 3 kids. So as long as he did well in school, I didn't care that he was on the computer, but I would limit it to an hour a day. But then there were times where I would have to work late hours. This kid was on it the whole time, unknowns to me, So him and his sister would always be fighting on who gets to be on it. But you know what? That's really, it was around that age. Like when he was transitioning from 13 to 14 is when he said he wanted to actually be, take this further into a career.
You just look at him, right? He was different. He wasn't your typical kid playing Overwatch, and I loved it. And I loved the fact that the more I talked to him and got to know him and his history, his family, his dad, and what his career options were and goals for life were just very different from the typical, stereotypical player. So I love the fact that you had this kid who was handsome and ripped and an athlete, and I believe he was like a big-time hockey player, and he didn't fit the mold at all, which was great because that's what we were trying to break, especially with Overwatch League where we were professionalizing this.
Baby Bay is a little bit different than most of the guys that you'd go with. He's super outgoing, very, very fit. Like, he's sort of a little bit different than what you're used to seeing in esports as a whole.
I mean, yeah, he is, and you know what? I mean, he's a good-looking gamer. Let's just be real, everyone stereotypes them, but I always say, well, he broke that stereotype mold because you got an all-around jock, a kid that played ice hockey all his life, was always into sports, skier, rollerblader, you name it. He's, the only thing he didn't play was football because I didn't want him to hurt himself. But, otherwise, though, I'm just saying, like, he's really, really well liked, and he's a really great face in the community to show that anybody can be a gamer if you really want to do it.
We definitely thought he would do a great job with the brand. We did a deep dive into him before we brought him in, and we liked what we saw. Our coaches obviously had coached him before, so we had a pretty good idea of what we were going to get when we got Baby Bay. So no surprises, really. He did a great job coming in, and I think he's a great ambassador for esports as a whole, not just Overwatch League.
I feel like I've changed a lot from when I joined Overwatch League in general, from when I joined the Shock until now, when I'm on the Atlanta Reign. I think I've grown up a lot. I think I've like been through like a burnout phase. I've been through, finally, getting a little bit of money and being over 21 and being able to participate in extracurricular activities. So, it all came very fast. And when I first joined the Shock, I went through this phase where I was very hyped up. I was very much like the star player on the team, and we weren't doing well, but I was still doing very well. And you know, it definitely got to my head. You know, I had a huge ego, and you know, eventually it led to having like an ego death per se. You know, obviously I still have a little bit of an ego. Every good player has an ego, but I had a huge one, and being on that team and you know, just everything that happened, me getting benched, and then stuff like that because I wasn't practicing enough. I thought I didn't need to practice. That's how good I was. You know, going through all this stuff made me grow up just as like a person too. You know, I realized, you know, just like from a personal level, you know, I don't want to be like that. I've always worked hard to get to where I am, so finally reaching the point to get to where I wanted to be and then not maintaining what I did to get there, and then seeing that from the outside, you know, once I realized what I had done, and almost letting it slip away was something that I'll never be able to, that I'll never regret, you know.
Well, the funny thing I always remember was first game, and we went out to dinner before with the whole team, and I said, okay, the Shock was the first match. Right, I said, who's going to get the first kill in Overwatch League, right? And then there was a pause for everybody else because no one even thought about that since we were the first match, except for, of course, Babybay. And he was like, dude, of course I'm going to get the first kill. And and we looked around the room, like, yeah, you probably will because you're such a selfish player, ha ha ha. And then if you go back and find the tape, he and Dante killed someone almost at exactly the same time. And it was a huge debate. Was it Dante or was it Babybay? I think ended up being Dante who got the first kill in Overwatch. But it's hilarious because it was just summed up Babybay. He's like, oh man, like, you know, I can't even win on that one.
I didn't even know that. That's cool that I got it, but you know, Babybay, the confidence was good from him. He probably carried that match anyways, so.
His impact was very significant. Like, I mean, he reinvented himself a number of times. He was a great teammate. He learned very well. You know, he had a bunch of different coaches and a bunch of different, you know, environments, and he could carry the team. And when your team was lost, he was a guy who could step up and carry it until you guys found each other.
You know, he was excited for the opportunity and you know, really well spoken, and you know, we were just generally excited to have him. At the time, Dufran was retiring, and he was a perfect fit to come in and sort of stabilize us, and he had a great personality, and that sort of helped bring everyone together.
So when I first joined, when I got traded from the Shock to the Atlanta Reign, I think you know, like my initial thoughts were like I was extremely excited. You know, I was very grateful, thankful for the opportunity to be able to play under Atlanta and, you know, replace Dufran, which was a big thing. Coming in, I was very excited. The overall team morale wasn't very high. I don't think they knew what to expect from me. You know, I didn't really know what to expect from them either. But you know, I asserted my role as like in-game leader and tried to really bring everybody up. And I think I did a pretty good job, even though it was extremely hard at times.
I think, you know, Dufran was an amazing teammate as well. And I think that, you know, Babybay didn't try to fill Dufran's shoes. He was just himself, and that was a good fit for our team. We've got a great group of guys, and so it's not hard to step into that role, but I don't think many people could have done it as well as he did.
So at the time, it was pretty, I guess, comforting to have somebody new into this, you know, whole ecosystem that was the Atlanta Reign at the time. And there were issues, but there were also a lot of positives as well. And it was really nice to share somebody that could share my experience with joining this team.
Well, he brings a lot of energy, for sure, and a lot of positive energy, a lot of try-hard energy. You know, he's kind of always been like a team captain. You know, he's very outspoken, very opinionated, but not afraid to listen either, you know, most of the time. And, you know, so I think he's just a consummate professional at the end of the day. And you know, I think he got to where he is by having the right attitude and having like a strong work ethic. I really believe that. And I think when he does that, and whatever team he's on, whether it's the Reign or the Shock or any other team, whatever team he's going to next, I think he just brings with he brings with him that work ethic and that energy, and it makes everybody else around him want to try harder.
Yo, what's good, Andre? I know a lot of people don't know this, but I played my very first competitive Overwatch scrim with you, subbing in for Kangarna, and I know the energy that you brought to that scrim and the competitive mentality has stuck with me my whole entire career throughout Overwatch, so I thank you so much for that, and I'll never forget it.
Yeah, Babybay always just brought, like good energy, good, just like motivation, for practice every day. Yeah, it was a lot of fun playing with them.
베이비웨이를 이제 제 팀에 들어와서 만난 지 그렇게 오래되진 않았지만은 그래도 이제 하면서 베비가 그래도 활기가 넘치면서 스크림 할 때도 약간 좀 긍정적인 마인드 그런 마인드들이 있으면서 팀원들도 자기를 높여주고 이런 긍정적인 마인드가 매우 좋았다고 생각을 합니다.
일단 베이비베이랑 거진 2년을 같이 했는데 제가 좀 사회성도 좋고 말도 되게 많고 그래서 팀에 도움이 되게 많이 되고 좀 뭔가 많이 배워야 하는 제가 좀 많이 배울 수 있는 그런 사람 같아요.
근데 뭐 한편으로는 마음이 안 좋지만 그래도 저는 베이비웨이의 의사를 존중해 줄 것이고 꼭 그 다른 데 가서도 뭐 좋은 성적들 좋은 추억들 또 새로 가졌으면 좋겠습니다.
Dre, winning against Shock in the playoffs was an amazing experience with you, and I'm glad I really just ruined your back that day.
I think I learned like at a very early time that a lot of people, they don't like to just watch people play the game and that's it, like this team's better, that's it. Like I know that people like to see a story, they like to see, they like to be entertained and stuff like that. And I wanted people to, see like who I was and the stuff that I did and like what I stood for, and that was a lot of mental health was a big part of it, the fitness side, and seeing just my overall I think I'm funny, I know some other people think I'm funny, my overall personality, and then even seeing the tough times when I'm on my stream and I'm raging, at kids or whatever, I know people like to see that, so I just understand that people like to be involved and invested in it more than just the gameplay, and I took that and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna let people see who I am.
I would say my thoughts for Babybay are just that it's pretty amazing that he's been able to continue to adapt from meta to meta, team to team, teammate to teammate, and now moving on to another game, and those are the guys who have long careers.
So it's not really like saying goodbye. This is just like wishing him best on things that he's doing next. I'm excited. I'm happy for him that he has the opportunity to do this, to retire on such a good note and pursue, like a new phase. So it's really, this is not like bittersweet really at all. This is just like an evolution for him, and I'm excited for him more than anything else.
Be yourself. Like I would give that same advice to all of our players and to anyone else out there. It's too hard to pretend to be somebody else, and you got to be you, and the people that love you for that, great, and the people that don't, that's okay as well. But I think just, continue to do the right thing and everything else will take care of itself.
Dre, when you watch this, man, it was a pleasure playing with you. I think you're a great leader and we're a great presence on our team, and I'm happy to see that, for whatever it is that you do, it takes off for you. I hope you do really well.
잘해주고 같이 즐겁게 생활해서 좋은 추억 많이 만든 것 같고 베이비베이도 좋은 기억과 좋은 추억들 많이 남겨갔으면 좋겠습니다.
Good luck with whatever you're doing next, Babybay. It was really fun playing on Shock with you, with the Chicago DPS duo. If there's a Chicago team, we'd be actually crazy.
I mean, I just wrote a little something, a little cliche something. We haven't had much time together, Babybay, but I've enjoyed every moment that we've had, and your presence on the team. It's given me so much to learn from, and some words I'd like to give you are, you don't chase success, success follows you. I wish you the best of luck and hope you find everything you want and more in the next chapter of your career.
I know whatever you do in the future is going to do big things because, you know, you're just a competitor in general and just a leader for your whole team. So good luck with everything. Your presence in the league will never be forgotten, but most definitely be missed. So thank you for everything, Andre, and peace out, bro.
Hi, son. I just wanted to let you know how proud of you I am and what you have achieved in your life. You have turned your passion for gaming and turned it into a career. And most importantly, you're following your dreams. You are willing to take the risks, be on your own and independent at a very young age. I'm very, very proud of you and the man that you have become and how your passion for gaming has exposed you to the world, including all the traveling you have done as well. While I experienced a lot of sleepless nights, and trust me, till wee in the morning, this kid drove me nuts, it really was well worth it to see where he's going. And you know what? This is not the end of him. It's just the beginning of him. And from what I know from my kid is, I think from the day one he was born, there was something special about him. And I just look at how everything just went into the direction of gaming to where that was his voice. That's where he's known, and that's his forte, his arena. That's his niche. So I just want to thank you guys for, you know, supporting me since I was really just a nobody. Honestly, you know, I was just a small-time gamer, just playing Overwatch for fun, and you know, following me since I was on Congarna, since I was on Splice, and then, you know, finally getting into the Overwatch League. And, you know, without you guys, I wouldn't have been the face of, like, one of the bigger faces of Overwatch League, one of the bigger faces of Shock or Atlanta Reign. And without you guys, I wouldn't be able to, like, showcase any type of personality or help with mental health or any of that. You know, I wouldn't have had the platform to do that. So thank you guys so much for that.
Good luck, Babybay.
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 I am Andrej Babybay Francisty, and thank you for supporting my Overwatch League career, guys.